International Business Machines Corporation has begun rolling out its Watson supercomputer system across Africa. IBM says it would help to address continental development obstacles as diverse as medical diagnosis, economic data collection and e-commerce research. The world's biggest technology service provider says Project Lucy would take 10 years and cost $100 million. The undertaking was named after the earliest known human ancestor fossil, which was found in East Africa. IBM organized training for their partners and students at Lagos University to highlight how Watson and cloud technologies can provide solutions to some of the country's problems. Oye Stewart, IBM's chief Africa research scientist, says he believes Watson will spur a whole era of innovation for entrepreneurs in Africa.
With Watson, Africa is going to become the cognitive continent of the world. Okay. Africa really has no choice but to embrace cognitive. Otherwise, governments will have to look for that extra billions of dollars. What Watson is going to do is to create new markets through cognitive computing.
Scientists in Uganda are warning that the country could once again face serious power blackouts if water levels at Lake Victoria drop as anticipated. Lake Victoria is Uganda's major water source, and a drop in water levels affects the amount of water available for power generation. CCTV's Isabel Nakiria reports.
Variations on the Lake Victoria waters is worrying scientists in Uganda. They fear the water level will drop and the available water will not suffice for power generation.
Workers in the area of hydrology established way back in 1920s that the Lake Victoria's water levels actually responds to those fluctuations of the sun's activity. So what was happening was that the lake, as previously, was also responding to what was happening with the sun.
Scientists say Lake Victoria rises and drops every 11 to 13 years. It last dropped by 1.5 meters in 2004, seriously affecting power generation. Energy experts warn this could happen again in 3 years.
The generation company should now have its standby power generators, which are fed either by heavy fuel, or by gas, if you can. These take very short time to set up, so that we don't have to have companies coming from outside installing this, charging those high rates, and then the government, enters into this subsidy arrangement, which costs us over billions of dollars.
At the moment, Uganda generates about 500 megawatts from hydroelectricity, and the demand for electricity is growing by a rate of 10% annually. The government says that by 2017, when the Victoria water levels are expected to drop, backup plans from other sources would be ready.
By 2017, the refinery should be on, and with the refinery, we have planned a 50 megawatts capacity, which will be on. At the moment, we are also building about 4 small power stations, which will be ready in the next 2 years. That will give us 50 megawatts. So we have planned for this. We have planned for this, and there should be no problem.
Uganda harnesses most of its power from River Nile, which has its source at Lake Victoria. Uganda expects to generate over 800 megawatts of electricity in the next 5 years. The Energy Ministry says this capacity is sufficient for the country's energy needs despite growing demand for power. Isabel Nakiria, CCTV, Kampala.
To the markets now and look at how these 4 major bourses we track are trading so far. The Nigeria all-share index so far in the green was 0.02%. The JSE gaining so far 0.83%. The Nairobi Securities Exchange shedding 0.25%, while the EGX in Cairo opened flat.